Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. We are going to do a Heritage Day special today where we talk a little bit about Batswana culture, have a picnic, have Zion acting like Zion in the background as he always does. My name is Teboho Mutsisi and this is
Batswana Mutsisi.
And this is
Zion Mutsisi.
And we are the Mutsisi family. I am Talk to Teacher. This is my channel where I share about my life but also want to use that as inspiration for others, as a platform for conversation and a platform for learning. So I hope that you enjoy. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, share if you can with as many people as possible. Happy Heritage Day 2020.
And feel free to ask any questions if you will.
Yeah, let us know your culture. I think we want to learn. Conversations need to start. We shouldn't just have Heritage Day to have Heritage Day. We need to talk about our heritage, and if we don't know, we need to ask questions. So of course we have the traditional Amagwenya, must happen. So my name is Teboho Mutsisi, and this is my husband.
Batswana Mutsisi.
And this is our son, Zion Uhuru Mutsisi, and we're wishing you happy Heritage Day. Welcome to our channel. But this YouTube video is just around like what we think heritage is, what our heritage means as we're parents. So one of the things that I've learned a lot about is like Batswana culture through Butelo, because he is from Rustenburg, Northwest. But I think mostly around like how the Botswanas moved in Batswana. So Batswana and Batswana, right? Batswana the plural. So what did you kind of explain to me about how the Batswana moved, like nomadically?
So the Batswanas are nomad. They originally a nomad tribe coming from North Africa. What I've been taught is that the Batswana people are nomadic tribes that moved from North Africa, settled Botswana, and then they dispersed into different tribes or within the Batswana people.
Okay.
And when the settlers came and tried to claim,
oh, you mean the Dutch settlers?
yes, or the English settlers?
Botswana, the British.
Yeah, the British.
Yeah.
That's when now the whole bordering of the country was done, and the country was named Tswana land. You know, and within all of that, some of the Tswana people that were traveling down ended up as far as what we now know as Mafeking.
Yes.
You know, into Rustenburg, into your Kimberleys.
But did this happen when South Africa became like a union, like an actual country after 1910?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm talking about the Batswana before 1910, the Batswana before we had borders and countries.
Okay.
So before even the British arrived.
Well, I'd be lying to you then.
Yeah. So like what I know is that like the Sotho speaking, can I say grouping, is divided into three groups. The northern Sotho are your Mape, like the Pedi people, and then your western Sotho people, which are then your Tswana speaking people, and then obviously southern Sotho, like Basotho, Batswana Lesotho, now known today.
Okay.
So that's kind of how it's taught to kids. But I understand the nomadic factor, the influence then of northern speaking tribes, because it is a southern African, you know, mixture of things, isn't it? Like your family would be considered from the nomadic side of it, right?
Yes.
And then how many groups of Batswana people are there, like living in the Northwest?
Yo, yes. There's a lot. Barulong, Bakaping, Batraining, Bafukeng, Bangwakiti.
Would the Bafokeng be considered the wealthiest tribe or not?
Oh, look. Honestly, as far as my knowledge serves me, the Bafokeng people are not actually Tswana.
Okay.
They're Basotho. Yeah.
Okay.
When we talk about Poka,
Okay.
we talk about dew, like dew on the grass.
Yes.
And Puking is where the dew is. I don't know if it was a name given to a queen or a king, but that king or queen ended up in that part of Rustenburg.
Really?
As far as I'm not 100% sure, but I think so.
So, what is Jew? Puka's Jew Gaston. So the Pukeng is named after the Jew. That's beautiful. Okay, so if we were maybe telling Zion about being a Mutsisi and being a Botswana man one day, what does that mean? If this were to be like an introduction to his heritage, what would we say to him?
Basically, we would tell him about where he comes from.
And where is that?
Mabiskra.
Mabiska, where your father has land.
Kotlapong.
Kotlapong, okay.
How he got his name, which is he was named after my great-grandfather.
Right.
This is my father's grandfather, right? Yeah. He was named after my father's grandfather. My father's grandfather's name is not Zion, by the way. But his Tswana name, Ramon Khani, that's where he gets it from.
So my name is Tewofo, which means gratitude. That's Tswana. Well, it's Tewofo. That's Tswana name, but it means gratitude. And then Batulo's name means life, which I think really works hand in hand. It's quite nice that our names have those meanings. My mom has Xhosa heritage. That's the head wrap, but I wasn't really raised in Xhosa culture. So my understanding of that heritage isn't as deep as it is in my understanding of Tswana culture. And I've married into a Tswana family, so our son will grow up within Tswana culture.
I think more than what I would want for him to know is what I would want for him to be.
And what's that?
Proud.
Why?
A proud Botswana man.
But is it about Botswana culture that would make him proud?
I think that Tswana people are, to me, Tswana is royalty, honestly. It does come from a smidgen of a royal bloodline. One thing that I would like him to know that I don't know myself is Kubok.
Kubok. What does that mean?
Praise poetry.
Praise poetry.
That would make me very happy. That would make his grandfather very happy as well.
So, in Tswana, praise poetry for Kubok. Okay. But you write on the poems quite often.
No. I write Tswana poems, not praise poetry, like Isthakazelo in Zulu. When you praise someone. The poetry that I write and praise poetry is two different things.
Okay. Was praise poetry like handed down?
Yeah, it's taught. It's taught through the generations.
That's what I mean, it already exists, the poetry already exists. Okay. Where would you learn that from?
From elders. From elders. From his elders. From his grandfather. His grandfathers and his grand uncles. Yeah. He would learn that from me.
Okay.
He should be learning it from me, but
don't sit in the food, my friend. We'll see. So do you feel like our generation, the way people feel that we don't care about our culture, is that true?
to a certain extent. Because there are certain things that the people don't care about, the generations after us.
Like what?
Rightfully so, like the patriarchy.
Okay.
You know. I think we are the last of a dying breed in the beliefs that we have. Say, for example, Tsamagadi, and I think we were the last people to be taught that a man provides and a woman nurtures.
Right.
But even so, even so, our generation and generations before us, maybe the generation before us, that's where it all started, that it doesn't really have to be a man that provides. A woman can also provide.
And also a man can nurture.
And a man can nurture, and it won't be a bad thing.
Yeah.
And traditional beliefs as well. Is just
Give me an example of what you mean. What do you mean by traditional belief?
It's that what I mentioned, that men provide and women nurture, for example.
Okay.
Something like that. It's a traditional belief because men are known to go out, hunt, bring back meat.
Yes.
And women are known to cook or whatever, so that when the men come back with the meat, the fire has already started.
And there's something to...
The staple is already there.
Right.
Yeah.
So what about modern society has created this shift in thinking? Do you think it's Western culture, or we would had Western culture not become part of our culture, it would have still worked?
I don't think it was ever meant to work. Or maybe it wasn't meant to work forever.
Is that why then everything happens for a reason? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, look, people grow up, the world changes, the world moves on, and we need to move on with the world.
True.
I mean, if someone comes out and says I'm gay, right now,
yes,
that is part of the world moving on. I don't think it was as frequent or as accepted.
You're gonna carry the fence under her?
Back then, you know. So people never came out, they did it in secrecy.
So you feel
but the world is rotating, the world is moving into a future, it's moving into a future where it is okay for a man to love another man. There's nothing wrong with a woman to want to transcend into a man. Nothing wrong. Not transcend, transition.
Yes.
So
you feel like we're modernizing into acceptance?
Yeah.
Even though we can still be a cultural person, you can still say I am a Tswana man and I'm whatever else. That tradition may not always have approved of.
Look, at the end of the day, that is how we identify ourselves. The ethnicity that we are, it differentiates us from other people. If I were to stand next to your mom, and we were to introduce ourselves, your mom's name is Tswana.
Yes.
Which
means to be polite. Because I found that out a couple of weeks ago.
My name is Batswana. Other South African people who do not know us can easily identify. For Batswana is Butula Otwakwa, Tozama Otwakwa. We're from two different tribes.
Yes.
Which, as much as it makes us the same person, it makes us different people. You know? We are only the same person because we are people. But we are different people because of where we come from. Of what we were taught growing up. Of our past. Of our people.
So, one of the last things I want to ask you is around Mahadi, Kuntalowola, and that kind of thing. You want to share a story with me around how Kanta Mahadi, or when you decide you want to marry a woman traditionally and having to gain permission from her family, it's like symbolic to picking a flower from a garden. Say I'm standing! You're standing and dancing! Yes! Well done, baby. So yeah, what does that mean?
I think in many cultures, that is the metaphor that is used.
What is the metaphor?
That I found a flower in your garden that I would like to pick, which is basically asking the father for the daughter's hand in marriage,
Right.
or asking the parent. I'm saying parent because it's possible that the father has passed away, it's the mother, you know. But in Zulu they do speak about utolimbali. Tswana we do speak about Korea. Pila ka Setswana, a flower is a tunya.
Yeah, so why is that interesting? I think you taught me this. Like, it's ironic because tunya can mean two things, which are very opposite. So tunya is a gun or a flower. Okay. But in this context, it's a flower.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the flower that has been asked for, or that has been found in the garden that belongs to the parents, which is the familyhood, which is the parenthood. That would like to be picked. The flower that would like to be picked is the daughter. And as such, the parents would agree or disagree. If they agree, then the negotiations are held. Mahadi antiwa. Once Mahadi antiwa, then makoti will kotiza. Basically.
What does it mean for makoti to kotiza? What does makoti mean?
Makoti means daughter-in-law.
So to kotiza,
she who has been married.
So to kotiza is to daughter-in-law.
To kotiza is to fulfill daughter-in-law duties.
Which would be?
Which would be, the thing is, Hansa Mahadi. Katswana ra rwa laiwa. Ho laiwa is to be given advice on how to make your husband happy, how to be in a happy marriage. I mean, Lynn Nakia laiwa as a husband on how to make my wife happy, how to be in a happy marriage. And then obviously now Hokotiza is part of Holaiwa.
Right.
So it is the whole waking up in the morning thing, making tea for the elders, sweeping the yard or cleaning the house, washing dishes or whatever.
Right.
It can happen for anything from 2 days to a week. It really depends on the parent.
Right.
So yeah, that is Hokotiza.
Okay. Alright. So, do you feel like in the 21st century, the world that we are moving into, would be able to raise Zion to know more than we ever knew?
It would depend on who's teaching him. There's a lot more that he can learn from people who have lived the culture, who have grown up in the culture, and from an elderly person, than he can learn from any book. He could research, he could do whatever, but there are people who know things that authors don't. I guess unless the author is one of those people.
Okay.
The best teacher for him.
So basically, it's important for Zion to go to Mabiskan. It's important for him to, in essence, spend a lot of his formative years where your father spends most of his days.
True.
So like basically, knowing your culture is living your culture. It's not something that can be just taught to you.
Yeah, it's not only having information in your head about your culture. Look, like the conversation that we've had, I've said a lot. Not a lot, but I've said on a couple of occasions that I don't know, which for me means that I don't know like I should.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe I didn't take the time to learn. Maybe I didn't have an opportunity to learn. But the things that I don't know are things I wish I knew.
Yes. Alright, well, thank you for joining me as I question my hubby over here. So he's more traditional than I will ever be, and I aspire to know more about my culture like he does. but he's also admitted that he doesn't know everything. And I think that's what we need to do, is admit when we don't know, but also try to be the kind of parents who will just sit and teach our children all that we can about who they are, so that they don't find themselves lost without roots, without being grounded. Heritage Day must mean something. Heritage Day must be something that we aim to live, embrace, and celebrate because we understand why, not because it's just a day to dress up in our traditional ways and eat traditional food, but we must have conversations and get to know about our culture. And I think that's what I'm trying to do today, is just learn more so that we can be the kind of parents that educate down to the best of our ability. So if you've enjoyed our conversation, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. And thank you for spending time with us. Happy Heritage Day.